Good morning, children. In the last class, we studied about valency. In this class, you are going to learn about the next topic, that is an atomic number. You know, in the last class, that is in the nucleus, the number of protons will be present. So it is very related to that. Atomic number means the number of protons are present in the nucleus of an atom. You know, if you consider any element means it will be containing a nucleus, and in the nucleus the total number of protons are present. That total number of protons are present in the nucleus of an atom can be termed as atomic number. Atomic number is nothing but in the nucleus of an atom the total number of protons are present. That you can term as atomic number. So it is denoted by the symbol Z. Okay, if you say for example hydrogen, Z equals 1. Z is nothing but atomic number. The atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Carbon, Z equals 6. It is nothing but carbon is having 6 protons in the nucleus of an atom. Hydrogen, Z equals 1 means hydrogen is having 1 proton in the nucleus of an atom. So this is about the atomic number, and just remember one thing, it is denoted by the symbol Z. Next one is mass number. Mass number can be defined as it is the sum of total number of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus of an atom. Just remember atomic number. Atomic number is nothing but the total number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. But mass number is nothing but it is the total number of protons as well as neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. That you can call it as a mass number. For example, if you take the mass of aluminium is 27 unit means U is nothing but unit. The mass of aluminium is 27 unit means it will be having 13 protons as well as 14 neutrons. And the mass of carbon is 12 units means it can be containing 6 units of protons and 6 units of neutrons. Okay, the mass number as well as the atomic number can be represented by this equation. So that is nothing but the symbol of an element and a mass number, and here we have an atomic number. Okay, this is a general expression, and here we have X. X is nothing but the symbol of the element, Z is nothing but atomic number, and A is nothing but mass number. Mass number can be represented by a symbol A. Just remember that atomic number can be represented by a symbol Z, mass number can be represented by a symbol A. Okay, X, Z, A. Symbol of an element, atomic number, mass number. Mass number, I will tell again, it is nothing but the total number of protons as well as neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. You just go through your textbook, you have some more examples. Next is isotopes. Isotopes are nothing but they are having the same atomic number but different mass number. You know this X, Z, A. So this is the representation of atomic number as well as a mass number. I already told X is nothing but symbol of an element, Z is nothing but atomic number, and A is nothing but mass number. Okay, so isotopes are having the same atomic number. So atomic number will be same, but mass number will differs. Okay, this is nothing but isotopes. Here we have an example, that is a hydrogen. Hydrogen will exist in the nature, that is in the 3 forms: hydrogen 1 1, hydrogen 1 2, hydrogen 1 3. See, you just observe these 3 isotopes of hydrogen. Atomic number will be same, but mass number will be differs. Okay, only we can see the change in the mass number, that is A. A will be changing, but we have the same Z number, that is nothing but atomic number. That's why this hydrogen will exist in the three forms, right? So this is a best example for isotopes. H11 you can call it as a protium, H12 you can call it as a deuterium, H13 you can call it as a tritium or a tritium. Okay, and let us see one more example, that is chlorine 1735, chlorine 1737. So chlorine is having an atomic number 17 in both, but here we can see the mass numbers will differ. 35 here, 37. So it can exist in the nature, that is in the two forms, and it can combines in the ratio, that is 3:1. Okay, so it will exist in the nature, that is in 3:1 ratio. Its atomic number will be same, but mass numbers will be going to be changed. Okay, now we should calculate the average percentage of chlorine. How you are going to calculate the average percentage for chlorine? Okay, now I will tell. So 3:1 ratio, it is going to be merged. Okay, so it exists in a nature, that is in the 3:1 ratio, means so you can consider 35 into, we can calculate the average percentage composition, that's why 3. So 3:1 means you can say 75% is to 25%, right? So that's why 3 is nothing but 75%. So you can divide that by 100 plus we have a 37 into 1 is nothing but 25%. Okay, and that divided by 100. You understand? So just write the mass number into that proportion is divided by 100. 3 proportion is nothing but 75% and 1 proportion is nothing but 25%. I have taken. So mass number into its ratio divided by 100 plus mass number of another chlorine atom into 25 by 100. So you are going to solve this, means you can get the average percentage composition of this chlorine atom. You can solve this one, means you may get 35.5 unit. So this is nothing but the average percentage composition of chlorine. The average percentage composition of chlorine is 35.5 units. Okay, this is about the isotopes. Next we should move to the applications of isotopes. Now we have an medical applications for isotopes. Applications are nothing but uses. How the isotopes are used in different fields. Okay, an isotope of uranium is used as a fuel in the nuclear reactors. You know about the nuclear reactors in your younger classes, that is in 8th standard. So this isotope of uranium is used as a fuel in the nuclear reactors. Okay, nuclear reactors will work, means it will need a fuel, and that fuel can be prepared by using the isotope of uranium. And next one is an isotope of cobalt is used in the treatment of a cancer. You know about the disease, that is cancer. So it is one of the dangerous disease. So this isotope of cobalt, which is used in the treatment of a cancer. Next, an isotope of iodine is used in the treatment of goiter. About the goiter disease also you know in the biology chapters, that is in your younger classes, right? So about that disease, the isotope of iodine is used. So these are all the medical applications of isotopes. So this is a very important question for your exams. Next one is isobars. It is just opposite to that of an isotopes. Let us see the definition for isobars. Atoms of different elements with different atomic numbers but same mass numbers. First, let us see the example and later you should understand what you mean by isobars. Here we have an element that is calcium and argon. You just observe these two elements. They are having the different atomic numbers, correct? It is having an atomic number 20 and argon is having an atomic number 18. But you just observe the mass numbers means they are having the same mass number. Okay. So this is an example for isobars. Isobars is nothing but atoms of different elements. See, here we can see the calcium and we can see the argon. Different elements we have, but that different elements having different atomic number. You can see the atomic number, we have a differences, but both are having the same mass number x, z. Yeah, x is nothing but symbol of an element, z is nothing but atomic number, and A is nothing but mass number. Okay, in isotopes they are having the same atomic number but difference in the mass number. But here we have a difference in atomic numbers and same in the mass numbers, and we have a different atoms also. Okay, so this is about the isobars. Here we completed the lesson, that is a structure of an atom. Okay, in the next class I will send you a classwork. You can copy neatly, children. So this is about the today's class.